Welcome to Processes. What is a process map? So glad you asked. First, a process map is a visual representation of what the company is going to do on a regular basis. We want to make sure it's visual because right now it probably lives in your head. It's going to be very difficult to refine, to improve, and to educate the rest of the team with. So we're going to get it out of your head onto the screen. How do we do this? We need to first document the what, right, and not the how. Process is what you do. Procedure is how you do it. So in process maps, we're going to focus on the what. The way that we're going to do this is we're going to use 4 main shapes. You can get very detailed. You can go down the process rabbit hole. Every shape means something different. If you decide to use 23 different shapes, what you're doing is you're guaranteeing no one else on your team is going to use these process maps. So we're going to stick with 4 main ones. First, we're going to look at the terminator. Terminators don't contain any action, right? The terminator is just, it can be a notification of when to start the process or, hey, this process is done. We'll time together with our performance indicators in a little bit, but it's just a notification of, hey, the process started, the process is done. Again, no action takes place inside of a terminator. Shape number 2 is the process box. This is where the magic happens. This is where all the action and all those different what's that you do on a regular basis are going to go into the process. And we're going to document those in order. Shape number 3, this is the diamond. We're going to use the diamond for any decisions that come up. So if the process could split, if this happens, we're going to continue this way. If it does not happen, we need to do this first, right? I'm going to ask a yes or a no question inside of that diamond. And whatever's the more efficient answer is going to continue on to the right. Whatever's less efficient is going to go down. We'll talk about why we make them go that direction in just a minute. But the diamonds are for decisions. The last shape is the predefined process box. This looks just like a process box, but it's got double lines on the outside of it. This just shows that we're entering a different process. Most common instance is the follow-up process. So instead of saying, hey, we're going to call, did they answer? Yes or no? No, okay, well, we're going to text. Did they answer? Yes or no? No, okay, we're going to email them. Did they answer? Yes or no? Well, let's do it all again, right? 5 more times. Instead of putting all of those different things out in the process, we're just going to show that we added them to that follow-up process, and we'll document that separately. We want to do that so the process we're working on maintains its shape and its focus, right? We don't want to get distracted and chase down every different opportunity. We want to document the rule and not the exception. Your managers are there for the exceptions. If none of your processes are documented, that's why your managers feel like they're putting out fires and doing everything all the time. 2 more things that we're going to talk about with process maps now that we've covered the shapes and the basics. First, everything is going to be encapsulated inside swim lanes. So by the time we finish the process map, we should know what needs to be done, and we should know who is responsible for doing it, right? And we'll drag their task into whatever swim lane they have and somebody else's task into their own swim lane. We're not going to put names in the swim lanes, right? People go on vacation, they get promoted, they retire, they leave for whatever reason. We don't want to put names in there and have the same person get the notification for the next 20 years. We're going to put the role description or the job title that the person responsible for this has. Lastly, we talked about how the efficient option needs to go to the right on decisions. When we build these process maps, we're not building a mind map. Those have a place, and it's not a process map. We're going to be very intentional with how we build these, and we're going to make them very linear. The most efficient option should be straight across the top. That way we highlight any inefficiencies, and they're very obvious because they go down. That's going to let us refine them, right, and work on how to mitigate those options as much as possible. So when you build a process map, be very intentional with the formatting and keep them linear so that they're as usable as possible in the future. And that is the basics of process mapping.